Okay, back with another video on Justin and Nano. So today, as you can see, I'm laying in my bed. It's January the 28th, 2026, and this is not a Toastmasters video again. This is a freestyle video going as long as I can, trying to get through a topic with every thought that I can get out of my head going, trying not to use as many filler words as possible, or trying to limit filler words as much as I can. And sooner rather than later, if I keep this page going, I'm going to try to use other words. So I think last video I used the word reckon. So I said I reckon something instead of I think. So maybe this video I can try to use another new word if it comes to mind, but reckon came to mind a night before. So that's why I even used that. And it was crazy that I even remembered to say reckon, but if I even have a chance to say reckon, I might say reckon again. But today is not a Toastmasters video. It's also not a video about any specific person, but it's a question that I made that I put in my notes. I was going to film the video of my notes in this video, but I'd rather just have the topics come straight to y'all instead of showing y'all what topics I've come up with, because this list is always going to keep expanding. So I'm choosing between two options. Y'all know the start of the list. So the two that I'm choosing between right now are either find the happiness in all situations, or there's going to be a curveball in your life and it will buckle you, but you have to get back in the box. So since MLB The Show cover kind of got announced yesterday with Aaron Judge, I think it's only right, now that I think about it, to choose the one about the curveball. So here's it again. I put, a curveball in life will buckle you, but you've got to get back in the box. So what do I mean by that? If you know anything about baseball, and you know anything about any good pitcher, or if you faced a good pitcher, or you've seen a curveball on TV, kind of like Bo Bichette seeing Clayton Kershaw's curveball for the first time, he almost fell out of the box because he was so buckled by it. But the thing is, Bo Bichette had to get back in that box. You can't just go away from that curveball. You can't just give up on the at-bat after you get buckled by something. And I think that applies to life, because in life, there's a lot of curveballs that will hit you. Curveballs can come in many fashions, whether that be loss of a life. I said that's one. I was trying to say a loss of a life. That could be one. You lose your job. That could be two. You get into a car accident. That could be three. Somebody you know and love can get into a car accident. Anything that is a curveball in your life, even as little as your phone or your fan not being on at night, if you have it auto set or something, or your phone's not on the counter that you thought you laid it at, that's a curveball in life. And I think and know that you have to take these curveballs in your life and get back in the box, because there's nowhere you can run. And when you try to run away from the curveball, you try to leave the at bat. If you try to leave an at bat in baseball, you're going to strike out, or they're going to call you out. So just like that in real life, if you just go away from the curveball and never try to get back in the box, you're going to strike out in life, and you're going to be out. You're going to go right back to the dugout. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want you to do that either, future me or anybody who is watching this. Stay in the box. Keep fighting. Keep fouling off pitches until you get a hit. And if you strike out swinging, at least you gave it a try. You never want to strike out looking, and you never want to give up on an at-bat. And that is concluding about life. The at-bat in this situation is life. You don't have one chance at an at-bat in a baseball game, but you have one chance at life. So just giving up after the first curveball in life is just like giving up on the first swing in an at-bat and you're out. So that means on life you've just given up if you just give up on that curveball. So keep going with your life, keep trying your best, and keep doing what is going to lead you into a life that you choose. I know many people don't know the location that they're going in life just yet, even at the higher ages or even at the lower ages more specifically, like me. But I know that I'm not going to give up. And there's been a few curveballs in my life that I've seen already, and I haven't fallen out the box yet, and I don't plan on falling out the box yet because I'm going to keep falling off the pitches, and I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to make that a full count, right? I'm going to make it 3-2. I'm not going to just give up. So that's what I have to say. This video wasn't as good as it could be because I never run with a script, but I just like to try to talk and get some things to bounce off my mind, and this is going to be a good time to look back at my life and kind of do a rendezvous of of just things that I've done in the past. So I just want to hear myself talk, whether it's good or whether it's bad. I know I'll get some good bits out every once in a while, but I just want to talk for now and just kind of get my brain out and see where this goes. And yeah, that's about all I have for this video. Future me, thank you for watching. And anybody else, if this lands on somebody's YouTube page and they click onto this, thank you for watching, I guess. This isn't for anybody specifically except myself, but I like doing this, and this is going to help me in the long run, some way, somehow. And I appreciate that. And as always, I'm going to start bringing this up more, but just lost my train of thought on that actually, but it's basically what I just said, is try to get your thoughts out. Whether that be with friends like I have done before, whether that be family. I can't say that I do that the best with some real thoughts, but I don't do that the best. But do it with somebody that you trust, and do that with somebody that you know will listen to you. Because your thoughts really do matter, and keeping them in, it's never a good thing. As strong as you might think you are, you're never going to be able to win the battle if you always bottle up your feelings and let them build up inside of you. Because for many people, it ends up in a rage, or it ends up in a catastrophic event for them on a magnitude that I can't tell you, but it ends up bad for them. So always try to get your thoughts out, and at the bare minimum, you can do what I'm doing. You can talk to a video camera, and you can maybe post it, or you can't post it. I just like to rewatch them for myself, which is why I always say these videos are just for me, because I just like to rewatch them. But if you're able to just talk to a camera and listen to yourself at a later time, or even if you don't listen to yourself, even just get those thoughts out and put them on a camera, knowing that you said something, that's already enough to start at least. It might not be the full maximum, but this is really helping me with some struggles that have gone on in my life, I'd like to say lately, because they weren't here before. But just struggles that I brought myself into that I'm trying to get out of and put myself back into a state that I was before, where I just felt just okay. I felt good with life. I didn't feel like just such a yearner, because now I'm yearning for something that it looks like I can't get, and as hard as that hurts to say, it is what it is, I guess. I yearn for something. Y'all, if you've watched my videos, you all guys, I'm gonna say y'all know what I'm talking about with a specific person. I've just yearned, and it's really messed up my brain, and I was just trying to get back to a state that I was before at the bare minimum, and get back to who I was before. But I also want to grow at the same time. So this year I'm making some changes for myself. As much as people try to say that I'm just got to be myself, I just still want to make changes. I don't want to be who I was last year, and then especially at the end of last year, and I guess you can say at the start of this year as well, I wasn't really in a great headspace, and it was for a reason that's it's probably pretty just non-significant in the big scope of things, but I want to change still from that and not be that person anymore. And talking to my phone, and just now I'm just getting my thoughts out talking to my phone that, or this is not even my phone, it's my nano. But you can get this out on your phone because most people probably don't have a nano. I just like my nano. But get your thoughts out, and it really helps. I might talk about this person in many other videos, and some of my topics on my notes, I think one kind of pertain to her, but not directly, but indirectly at the same time, they kind of pertain to her. And just getting my thoughts out really helps me every time. And just talking to a phone is all it takes for me. So I'm gonna keep talking to you guys, or just you, future me, Justin. But that's all I have for you guys today. I think this video, yeah, got the 10 minutes. I guess I'm a person that can really get into a flow when I start talking, so that's good for me, I guess. But that's all I have for this. And for the next video, what I'm going to be talking about is it's going to be find happiness in all situations. So I will talk to you guys about that the next time that I'm on my nano. Hopefully that's tomorrow night after a successful day. And thank you all again. And I guess I wanted to say this just before I said thank you, but to find happiness in all situations is it's kind of pertaining to the person that some of the videos I've talked about, and it's just a way to get my thoughts out because I'm trying to find the happiness in the situation that I was in, even though I try to find the negatives in myself for how it ended. Maybe there's happiness in it, so, and there was happiness in it, and you have to look back at that happiness and not forget that it was there, and never think that it was all worthless and pointless if happiness was involved, because life wouldn't be life wouldn't be worth living if you weren't happy. Stuff wasn't worth it. Stuff didn't give you a joy, I could say. There was some joy for me back when I was in October, November, and then December came, and the sadness took over harder than the happiness took over, but the happiness was still there, and I just had to understand that that was worth it. And I just saw a video where it said sometimes you gave love ran its course. That's what it was. Love ran its course. We weren't meant to be, basically. And love ran its course, and sometimes you can't do anything about it except enjoy what it was for what it when it was. And I always have the thought in the back of my head, maybe it'll happen later. Maybe it'll happen later, and I can have that thought, but I can't hold on to that thought. Because if you hold on to that thought, you're going to be back in the circle that I was in hard in December. And to start this year, it was still pretty hard, but it hit much harder back then than now. But as long as I kind of have it in my head, but not hold on to it like I was, I think I'm going to be better. And I can't, also, I saw that another video, this is all on TikTok, because TikTok loves to give me some great videos, but TikTok says, sometimes, it was the same guy actually, he's really good at talking, which kind of helped me start this channel, along with another person. Like, I think Kai's channel was kind of cringy how he did it, by like how he talked to his phone, in a somewhat raw way, even though it was kind of corny reading a book, and then timing it, and then showing that the timer is off, and acting like reading further was very valiant of him. But those two kind of gave me the confidence to do this a little bit, along with me kind of already starting it. But anyways, I saw another video where it said sometimes you can't just have the thought of somebody in your head and the messages and everything without seeing them, and then when you see them, you figured out that they're human again. And I think that I haven't seen this person in so long that I'm forgetting there's a human side to them, and I'm just taking them for the memories that I have and the experiences that I had on the messages over seeing them in person. And it's really was messing me up, more specifically in December and January. early January, but now that we're pushing the late January and I haven't texted her in a month and a couple days, 3 days, I guess now, and I haven't seen her in probably 2 months, it really just pent up a lot of just negative energy about all the lows. And there weren't many lows. It's just our first real love for me, so it kind of hurt harder and hit harder than it really should for other people who've been in relationships because they know what it's like. But it hurt a lot harder for me in those months. And the video was just talking about how you have to remember that they're human too. And I didn't remember that. I was just remembering the memories of them and the good parts of them and seeing just the bad parts and then not seeing them for so long just brought out just a lot of just negative thoughts. And it wasn't, I guess it was about, it's not that I hate them, it's just about them, and then the negative thoughts kind of drained away from them and then they fell onto me because it truly wasn't even their fault. If I could tell you everything about the situation, I'm just speaking my brain now like I always do, but it was never me blaming it on them, but it was my fault for what kind of happened, and not seeing them for so long just kind of, I don't know, it just took it out of me. And I haven't told anybody specifically this year about my struggle with that anymore because I feel like I've let it go, and it'd just be corny to tell anybody right now, but I probably look ugly on the camera right now as well because my lighting is horrible and my face probably looks so fat, but I say that because I've seen the other videos and I do look highly chopped. So yeah, I'm chopped, but I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, just the thought of them in my head being only what the negatives instead of seeing them as human and positive has really just messed my messed my brain up. And I'm recovering from that now as I'm able to talk about it and not be so just angry about it anymore as I was before. But I know that now, and I'm coming to terms with it. Would I like a second chance? Yes. It's just me being slightly vulnerable, but oh yeah, I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about my friends. I I could tell my friends, the one friend that really knows her almost is probably better than me. I can't tell him that what my issues are anymore about her, because he can just tell them, and I think I already told him that I'm over her, and I slowly am, but the issue is that I know when I see her in person, I'm not going to be over her again, and it's going to be some kind of train, so maybe I'll never see her again, and it's probably best thing for me, unless we come back together. But if I had to see her again and just be like, oh, you're my friend, I don't know if I can do that, but I've already told him that I'm over her when I really wasn't. I told him that when I was really down, and that might have been in December or early January when I told him that. So he's probably under the assumption that I'm over her, and that's one friend that I can't talk to anymore. And then there's other friends that I can talk to about it still, but I've already told them the same story every time, and the answers aren't going to change from them. Whether they support me wanting her back or not, answers aren't going to change, and I'm not going to get any new answers. The only way to get the answer is either never talking again or never, or actually never talking again or seeing her and working it out. And I think my issue is if I see her in person and I know we're not going to work out, I think I just don't want to hang out with that group anymore if I know she's there, because I'm going to be falling into a trap that it's just going to keep zapping me every time, like a spike trap on Fortnite. For lack of a better word, I'm going to keep falling for the spike trap, and it's going to take 150 health. And all I've taken is 2 minis and I have 100 health, so what do I have? 150. I'm going to be zapped from it every time. And I don't know what my answer would be. And the first time I'll see her, and maybe the first time I see her is never again, but if I do see her, that I'm gonna fall into that spike trap every time. And if the hangouts become more frequent, then I might have to just start telling them no and just staying inside and talking with my friends instead of going out, because as much as I like going out with that group, with all those people, with the group that she's in, all the other people are fine. I have no issues with them, and I really have no issue with her, but I'm blinded by memories and just making somebody who was somebody so much higher in your head just move down to a platonic person like everybody else. It's just not gonna happen. It's really hard for any human to just be like, oh, you're my friend now, and that's all we'll ever be. And then you see them move on in front of your face, and you're jealous, and then you start getting angry, and I don't want that. And I don't even get angry, but I know that the thoughts in my mind would just be, I won't ever act on my thoughts in my mind negative because I'm not like that, but I know the thoughts in my mind will just consume me like they have in December and January, and I'll just never be able to get over it if I see her with somebody different. So I just much rather not see her or work it out are are the two choices that I want to choose from right now, because I really do still like her, but I don't know. And we're basically both each other's first in everything, so it's just more special because I feel like I'm able to do first with somebody new, somebody who's also doing their first, and that's partly why the reason I have regrets in having the relationship, because I didn't didn't make the first more special, and I think that's my fault. But also at the same time, I didn't know, and I was just as scared as her, but I didn't show it. But I was just scared and just as new as her, and I had some confidence, but it it was still behind closed doors, not as high as confidence, but I showed some. But I'm changing on from that. I'm trying to get better. The confidence is going to be real confidence sooner rather than later, and the charisma is going to come. And you know, if it's with her, it's with her. But if it's without her, it's also without her, because there could be somebody in my life that is better for me, or maybe she is the best, but or maybe I don't know if anybody. You never know. But yeah, I'll just go off on a tangent about her every time, and this is me still getting over her basically, and being able to just say it out loud and think and think out loud instead of keeping it in my head as I fall asleep at night. It's really helping me. But yeah, it was my first with her and her first with me, and it just felt really special. And there's not many girls like that anymore. And there's not many girls that I even like ever. I actually I haven't really liked anybody in a long time. So she was special. And I think my friend that knows her the best, what I was talking about earlier, he knows her because of his girlfriend. He doesn't know the level of specialty to her, to me, as much as I say it. And it's hard to just kind of keep away from him. Or it's not hard, but it's just kind of frustrating not being able to say it to him how it is. And I already know if I do tell him, I'm just going to get the same answer, so there's no reason to. But yeah, I've told everybody else how special she is to me, and I just feel like I didn't do enough. Even though some things aren't even meant to work out, and like I was talking about earlier, that sometimes love is supposed to end at certain points, and that's all the love's going to run through. But I don't even think I got to love with her. I really, really liked her, but we never got to a love state, and I don't know, the regret's there. And I've seen other videos about how the situationships are just harder because you're only thinking about the potential and the future of them. And that's exactly what I'm doing with her. I only can see the future and the potential of her for the rest of time, and it's kind of hard to just let it pass by. But sooner in these videos, she won't be the topic anymore, and maybe it's because I'm with her. Maybe she'll be in one of these videos, you never know. Or this channel, slowly, becomes my building block as I become a better speaker and y'all guys learn and I slowly stop talking about her and I phase through it. And I'm saying you guys like it's going to be a great big channel. You, Justin. But that's also a possibility, or maybe this channel fades, which I really don't want to because I want to keep talking about my thoughts. But maybe this channel even fades and I don't know. We'll see where this goes, but as always, this is Justin and his nano, and that's all I have for you guys today. It's probably been 20 minutes, but yeah, 25 minutes. It is what it is. There's 10 minutes talking about what I need to talk about, and then I go 15 minutes talking about her again. So you guys can see what my mental state is. I only do these videos basically to just get it off of her slowly. And I don't know if talking about her every day, I don't talk about her every day. I do sometimes think about her from time to time because my third voice in my head, I don't know how many uhs I have, but I think that's two that I've counted. The third voice in my head just cooks me every time, or not every time, but every once in a while in the day, boom, her name's in my head, and it gets me every time, and it always makes me come back to this. So these videos will basically be hybrids until you guys see me grow past, and hopefully that's soon. Maybe it's through end of February. I've got it down pat already, or the start of March or somewhere. And if I see her in a day, I'll let you know first, Nano. How about that? You guys will be the first people to hear about it, see what my experience was, see if I chickened out and left early or if I didn't. But other than that, this is actually the end of the video, and I am going to bed at some point. Because if you can see the time, it is Wednesday, the 28th, and it's 12:47 at night. And I have to be up for a class at like 10:40 or something. So that's not early, but I fall asleep really late every night. So I gotta fight my way through. And I took some melatonin, like I always do. And I heard that it has heart issues, but I'm so bad with falling asleep for the past 5 years that I've had to take it, and it still doesn't even help me because I just get consumed on my phone, on YouTube, and yeah. So I have to fix my own issues myself, and maybe I'll become a better person for her. Well, not even for her. I don't know. See, this is why I'm saying it's always about her, and become a better person for myself and for the people around me, and maybe the other things will become attracted when I become better. But other than that, yeah, that's it. No more other than that. That is the official end of the video, and thank you for watching Future Me. It's another probably 30-minute banger at this point. Yeah, it's 28 minutes. It's another 30-minute banger of me talking about the same girl, the same issues, but hopefully you're doing well by now. This time next year at least, with a job somewhere, or you're in Norway. I'd love for you to be in Norway right now. Oh my goodness. If you're in Norway, you've done it, kid. You've really done it. But if you're also at your job, if you have that job, you've also done it. So I can't wait to see what you're up to, and yeah, let me know. I know you're behind this camera. If you're not, whoever is behind this camera, it's so powerful to think about the camera. I said this in one of my last videos. There's somebody looking through that camera right now. There's not just wires in here. There's a human mind looking through this hole right here, looking at me. And I think that's really crazy how our camera's like that. And it's kind of helpful for me when I make these videos because it always gives me motivation to know that future somebody, me specifically, is looking at this and smiling. Because I know you are smiling. You can't be sad. I know you're smiling. No matter what's going on, I know you're smiling. Because find happiness in all situations, and that's the next video. And I'm done yapping, so thank you for watching this video. And I'll see you guys on the next video.